In 1962, the United States carried out one of the most mysterious and controversial military experiments in history. Its name was Operation Fishbowl, a series of high-altitude nuclear tests conducted far above the Pacific Ocean. Officially, these tests were part of a larger program called Operation Dominic. The goal, according to the U.S. government, was to study how nuclear explosions behave in the upper atmosphere, and how they might affect radar, communication systems, and space operations during the Cold War. But decades later, this project still raises questions that refuse to fade. Massive rockets were launched from Johnston Island, a small, remote base in the Pacific. Each rocket carried a nuclear warhead that detonated high above the Earth, creating powerful flashes of light visible for thousands of miles. Eyewitnesses described skies glowing with strange colors, brilliant blues, greens, and reds, lighting up the night like artificial auroras. For scientists, these were data points. For observers, they were awe-inspiring. And for researchers today, they are a mystery that seems to reach beyond science. Some people believe that these explosions were more than simple experiments. They point to the name, fishbowl, as symbolic, suggesting the idea of being inside something enclosed, like a glass dome. To them, it hinted at an attempt to understand, or even test, the limits of our world's upper boundary. Supporters of this theory note several unusual details. The rockets were launched almost vertically, the explosions occurred unusually high, and the resulting phenomena, glowing barriers, electromagnetic disturbances, and temporary radio blackouts, were never fully explained in public documents. Others connect the project's parent name, Operation Dominic, which means, of the Lord, in Latin, with symbolic undertones, as if humanity was testing something divine or unreachable. However, the official records describe it differently. According to declassified reports, Operation Fishbowl was meant to study the effects of radiation belts, electromagnetic pulses, and atmospheric ionization caused by nuclear detonations. The purpose, they say, was purely scientific, a way to prepare for the technological challenges of the space age. Still, many of the test results remain heavily redacted. Large portions of the documentation were classified for decades, and even today, the full data sets are incomplete. Why such secrecy for an experiment that supposedly ended more than 60 years ago? Was it simply the Cold War's obsession with defense, or was there something discovered in those upper layers of the sky that we were not meant to know? One of the most famous detonations, known as Starfish Prime, took place 400 kilometers above Earth, higher than most satellites orbit today. The explosion created artificial auroras visible from Hawaii to New Zealand and disrupted radio signals across the Pacific. To this day, scientists acknowledge that the blast had effects far greater than expected. In the years that followed, atmospheric nuclear tests were banned worldwide under the 1963 Partial Test Ban Treaty. Operation Fishbowl quietly disappeared from the headlines, leaving behind only fragments, reports, photographs, and eyewitness memories. But in the age of digital archives, researchers have started to piece the story back together. Some see it as a forgotten chapter in Cold War science. Others, as a glimpse into humanity's attempt to probe the limits of creation itself. Perhaps both are true. Operation Fishbowl reminds us that even in the most advanced experiments, there are still layers of mystery surrounding our planet, layers we may never fully understand. Whether it was a scientific pursuit, a military trial, or something far more profound, the sky above us holds secrets we are only beginning to uncover. This is Global Vault, Hidden Truths, where we explore the mysteries buried in history, science, and the unknown. Subscribe, and unlock the vault with us, one secret at a time.